Hey, what's going on, seven timers? Just me on my little elliptical in my basement, and I wanted to do something other than watch shows or listen to music before I start getting seriously out of breath. So, thought I'd make this short, quick vid. Me doing my thing. Ta-ta. Been staying pretty consistent, trying to do some form of cardio at least 5 times a week, and then the lifting as much as I can, minimum 3 times a week. But I'm pretty good. I've been doing like 4 or so I do need to up that. Definitely work the core midsection because that's going to be important to overall success. But small steps, small achievable goals. So let's see, the macro tracking and caloric intake monitoring versus my BMR. I've been doing pretty consistently since mid of January, but right now I'm down currently as I film this 23 pounds from when I started, which sounds great on paper, but it's really not that big of a deal to me because I've been here before. I've walked this same road, done it so many times, and I know that I will get to a certain weight, I'll plateau out right there, and that's usually about the time where I start feeling comfortable and neglecting pushing forward and continuing to do what I need to do. So I'm hoping this time that I don't do that. I'm hoping that I can keep the focus, because if you've seen my post last week or so, you can tell that most of the days I don't want to. I'm not on this right now out of joy, but I know it's something that I need to do, and it's something that I gotta make myself do, even at the times that really suck. But I'm not gonna succeed, and I'm not gonna put myself in a position that I could be healthier physically unless I move, basically. Just gotta get up, gotta move, control the outcome. So 7-time group and whole persona is just that. Pulled straight out of the Bible. Not religious by any stretch of the imagination, but Proverbs 24:16 does say that a just man can fall 7 times but rise back up again, and that really resonates with me because one of the key points of that verse is that most people will say, well, 7 times is a lot. To fail 7 times at anything is pretty much just complete failure. But in retrospect, and now I'm just going off of what preaching tells us, but because I don't know the historical context, but I know what is taught of it. But the whole purpose of the verse is that it's demonstrating that even a person that has fallen 7 times knows that they can get up that 8th time, that they can make things right, that there's still the opportunity to do what needs to be done, and they're willing to do it, and they're going to get up and do it. So a just man can fall 7 times, but he can rise back up. So I'm trying to be a just man and get there. And I know that there's a lot of people that have probably been in the same boat. Those people that they've tried, you've done whatever diet you can think of. You tried the keto, which is, the new Atkins, walking around. I'm healthy. I got a baggie of bacon and cream cheese, full fat, baby. Whatever. Hey, if it works for you, that's great. That's awesome. But, yeah, everybody's going to do their thing and kind of whatever works. But the thing that you got to do is to stay consistent and to keep doing it, because that's probably the biggest challenge that anybody has, is just staying with it, And I purposely kind of engulf myself in motivational speakers and people in the fitness community that have been down the same walk and that have had the same troubles and have overcome them. The people that taught you, in the beginning, you're watching your caloric intake and you want to eat for volume at a low calorie intake because that'll sustain you for a longer period of time. You won't go through the hunger. And then as you transition, you'll go from volume to quality. But when you're first starting, you got to figure out those things that keep you going. You have to figure out what works for you. My last body scan, I found out that I lost 12 pounds. But of those 12 pounds, 5 of it was muscle. Not a good thing. So I need to, for lack of better words, I need to slow down the weight loss so that I can maintain the muscle. Because that's exactly why I was failing before. I wasn't keeping up with the protein, and I wasn't keeping my muscle build up to par, and I was dropping weight really fast. But the problem was I was losing just as much muscle as I was losing fat, which meant that when I got to that point again, my body didn't have the metabolic rate that was necessary to keep the train going. And those are special sound effects. They're copyrighted by Steven Serrano. You can't use them. Sorry. But, those are the things that I've been learning. There's so much I don't know, and it's scary to think, but I know that there's other people out there on the same journey. A lot of my Marine friends have been really, really motivating me and keeping me focused. And, even just that click button, means a lot to me, because I know that what I'm posting isn't going on deaf ears. And most of these guys are fit. Like, they look fucking good, like so good. Like if I was gay, you know what I'm saying? That's how good these guys look. So it's really, really awesome to know that they got my back and they're supporting me. So I want you to know that I'm here to support you. We can do this together if you want. So, if you're in that boat and you haven't started yet, it's not too late to start. It's gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie. The first 2-3 weeks of me doing what I had to do to make sure I didn't eat too much in a day, I was hungry. I went to bed hungry, waking up hungry. But that's the thing you got to do. Your body's got to adjust, and you'll get to there. You'll get that time. So just keep focusing. Keep doing what you want to do, and you'll see it. It was about the 3-week mark that I noticed that when I woke up in the morning, I wasn't hungry anymore, and I had to remind myself to eat something by about the 10 a.m. hour, because I'd have a cup of coffee and I would be drinking water, because I drink water like nobody's business now, and that kept me satiated, and I wasn't hungry. So I got to the point where I had to schedule what I ate. So, and to this day, I'm still eating the same pretty much basic meal every day. I remember watching a couple documentaries with Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron, and they were doing their prep and training for the movie Baywatch. Yeah, that's it. And Zac was trying to bulk up, and Rock was just always on bulk mode. And he was talking about how he had so much protein intake that it was just wrecking his body, and that he had to keep eating protein. And of course, one of the best ways to up your protein is lean chicken breast, which is the way I'm doing it. And now I 100% understand where he was coming from, because he said at one point he would just take the chicken breast and throw it in a blender and drink it because he got so tired of chewing it. And I'm right there with him, where we're talking about going on 3 months straight. 95% of my dinners are lean chicken breasts, anywhere from 300 to 450 grams, and some type of vegetable. And it sucks, but it's what I have to do. It's what's working for me, and it's what I have to do to get better. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. I don't know. But it works for The Rock, and it worked for Zac Efron, and a lot of the Hollywood fitness stars tell you that stuff. So maybe you ought to look into that. But, here I am, just doing what I do. All I'm saying is it's never too late, and you can still do something. It doesn't matter what size you are. I got sick of waking up in the middle of the night because my legs were cramping, or my sciatic nerve wouldn't allow me to bend over to pick up something or pick up my kids. I got sick of having a hard time washing my back in the shower, and just the little details that are so ridiculously embarrassing and personal that you don't want to tell anybody about it. But it's a reality that you gotta face and accept and be willing to tackle head on, so that you can recognize that you need to move past those things. So if that's something that you're tired of, that you just don't want to go through anymore, there is a way. You can do this. It's not impossible. I know of multiple ways that you can get a solid workout in a seated position, in a chair, dude. I'm not even joking that getting the heart rate up. What I'm doing right now, in order for me to be able to even talk right now, despite being kind of out of breath, but the fact that I can talk to you while on this elliptical, and it's taken me the last 3+ months of doing cardiac, that's what it feels like, cardio training, and practicing my breathing and getting better. No, you probably won't be able to talk while you do stuff. Probably be out of breath soon. You probably get your heart rate up really quick. But I tell you what, that's great. That's what you want, because you want your body to work. You want your body to move, and you want that pump to just go. And once you get it started, it's going to be a lot easier to maintain it. Like I said, the first couple weeks you got to battle. You have to decide and say, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. And if it's something that's deep inside you that you've been thinking about for months, some of us years, like myself, and there's always been that block that said, no, I just can't do it. You know what? It's St. Patty's Day today. You don't even have to call it a New Year's resolution. You can call it a U-year resolution, and that's cheesy as hell, but that's what I came up with on the fly, so forgive me. So you're doing it for you, you're doing it for your family. I want to see my kids grow up. I would love to see if I ever have grandchildren, maybe, but I also want to live a healthy life for myself, and not suffer, not be in pain all the time. I mean, look at us. America has a serious obesity problem, and we are just bombarded with supersized this and double fried dip fudge that, and bacon. God, bacon, I don't know. Bacon is absolutely disgusting to me, but for some reason this country has an affiliation with it that I will never understand. But if you can just look and see yourself and say, hey, I'm not going to do any of that anymore, you'll be able to move past and get to that point. So, oh man, this is a long video. I don't even know if anybody's still listening at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here and here. But just let you know, if you want to talk, trying to figure out where to start, need some ideas, want somebody to work out with you, like via a live or something, I'm here, man. I'll be that person, because I know how much it is and how much it sucks, and I wish I had that for me, so I want to be that for you, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to finish this workout. I'll talk to you later. Bye.